Gold Beans Challenge, episode 22. Feel a slight endorphin hit there. I got 2 compliments, one criticism, whatever, on some of it, so that's good, isn't it? Let's get on with the episode. I don't really have, a subject. For quite a few of them, I was thinking of a subject just before I went to sleep, and then storing it to the next day. But usually, I would just unload the subject quite imminently, unless it was early in the morning, and I'd have to actually sleep properly before I felt like it to get to the computer. But this is something I've already explained on my Facebook. But so we lived a negative increase stage of 6,000 years after initial value creation, which also takes 6,000 years. Because a single member of us, on finishing value creation, puts herself inside of everyone, which projects us to have to live just for her pleasure. That's where all evil comes from, a byproduct of that. So in a negative increase stage, which is lived in 4 stages of 1200 years, after the first one, because of the dominance of her treating the experience as positive, as we have to treat it as negative, we have to exchange what we say is positive on this first layer for some of her positive negative content. This is where sex and violence and difference start to happen, because to stay together through the whole sequence we have to accommodate for her, even though she's going out of her way not to accommodate for any of us all this time. And then after another 1200 years has occurred, we have to start treating positive, we have to start treating negative as positive, another layer, and another layer, and another layer. So we've got through that one, and now we're in another 6,000 years, since my birth, 3rd of 11th, 1987, to this moment now, of positive increase, and we've got to go through the whole 6,000 years. But this one gets better all of the time, but the one catch is that each 1200 years we have to adopt something we were previously treating as positive back as negative, each layer, to also process that as well. So for now, for the remainder of this 1200 years, we're still going to say some things are positive that are actually negative because of her dominance. But after 1200 years has ended, she then can't say some things are positive that are negative, and she'll start to feel some of what she's done the right way round, until all are resolved and we can just carry on bonding for another 6,000 years in something that's all platform positive, and we double it as we go, and then we just infinitely rotate, and that's that. No one can kill us, nothing can stop us, and it's all equal, and it's all that can exist forever, and there's nothing else that can, which will be brilliant. But we should be there now, just into the first part of the perfection of rotating it after we finished it. Yeah. It would be nice if eventually I can find a bit of solace by updating things on the internet and people starting to get into it as well, because it's everyone's reality. Of course you all find it as interesting as me, because that's how you exist. It's just with this negative positive craze we've just got over, it's hard to say anything without hitting out the greatest stuff. It's still helping you the most because it has to, because that's the only stuff that can. Me, the deepest tragedy victim to that, because I was the exact beginning and everything has to make contact with me, but I can't make contact with it yet. To like have a reference at least to where there was a difference, to still recognise it as itself in order, which is 0 to 1. Otherwise none of that will matter, because you'll just travel in rotation with your whole value and leave the whole space open to the next value along. You know? So as I go through 2, I can be all my 1 and 2, and all the 2 ahead of me can be all the 2 and 3 where they originally began. I think I'm more clear-headed now I'm vegan, because the point of being vegan is that if you are eating the cow's life, processing the cow's life inside of you, then either you or the cow has a break to process some things about their finite value to be what it is, you know, without without some of the content going out of you and into other people. Weight loss is good as well. I've lost most of the fat on my body that I still had from not eating dairy now. I'm still eating a lot of tasty food, to be fair. All the vegan alternatives to meat, pizza, cereal and replacement milk, but it's early days. I've just come out of like sort of quite a lot of drug use and drinking, so I'm not really a personality on recovery that can live without sort of things that really kickstart your body to be stimulated by whatever's available. But I know, as someone that's lived the least like that otherwise, I've got to be the one that stops so all the heaviest other older ones can stop and you guys not get into it too much, so I can process true positive as positive instead of positive negative, and really get her to reflect on what she's done in a way that's unavoidable until it all finally resolves to her and each other for labour differences. Good. See you later. Corbin Challenge, episode 23.